right now on SAU Weekly. Holiday travel, how the Quad Cities International Airport is preparing for another busy travel season. Plus, tuition hike, how much more you can expect to pay as the university raises its tuition rate once again. And in sports, off to nationals. Results from women's cross country as 3 of their top runners race to the national stage. And hitting the court. SAU men's basketball kick off their season with big home wins. Your latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University starts right now. Welcome to this edition of SAU Weekly, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Ross Willarth.
And I'm Reese Finch.
Students at SAU are learning this week that tuition is going up. An email sent out Monday announced a 4% increase for the 2026-2027 academic year. That means higher costs across traditional undergraduate and online programs. Here's what students can expect. Traditional undergraduate students should expect a rate of about $39,000. Main campus courses will be about $1,200 per credit hour. Online courses will be about $573 per credit hour. And online nursing program courses will be about $640 per credit hour. The university says it remains committed to providing exceptional academic, co-curricular, and campus life experiences for students while managing rising costs.
With the government shutdown finally over, the Quad Cities International Airport is now seeing flights back on track just in time for a busy holiday travel for SAU students. During the shutdown, the FAA implemented a 10% decrease in flight operations among regional airports across the country. Although this didn't affect the Quad Cities International Airport directly, it did impact flights coming in or out. Now that things are back on track, airport officials say they are ready for another busy year of holiday travel, but urge everyone to stay prepared.
The best thing for travelers to do is to stay in touch with their airlines. So the airport itself does not manage flight operations. We provide the building and the structure on the runways, but the airlines take care of the rest. So passengers should have their airline app downloaded and notifications turned on, so that way if there are any changes in their itinerary, they are aware of it as soon as possible and have direct access to customer support. The other tip that we give travelers is to make sure you arrive early to the airport. It can be a little bit busier, but again, if there's weather issues, don't create stress for yourself by arriving too late. Give yourself ample time to get to the airport. We always say about 90 minutes ahead of time here.
For now, the focus is keeping travelers moving smoothly, especially with the holiday season approaching. We're wishing everyone safe travels over break.
Before students head home for Thanksgiving break, one group is celebrating a little early. Students from all backgrounds were invited to the 3rd annual Latinos Unidos Friendsgiving potluck. SAU Weekly's Casper Altman takes us there.
While Thanksgiving is often reserved for family, many are just as thankful for their friends. That's why Latinos Unidos hosts Friendsgiving, giving students a chance to celebrate together before heading home for the holidays.
It is especially prominent in Latin culture to share food because we love to use food as an expression for love and care. We understand the dedication that it takes to make food, prepare, and everything. Friendsgiving is essentially just about sharing food, sharing culture, sharing experience, and just sharing the love and socialize and building the community.
For Latinos Unidos, Friendsgiving was about more than sharing a meal.
Friends that I had eventually met, being here at SAU, they were a part of the club. They soon then became a part of the exec board as we went through grade levels, and I've been a part of the club ever since my freshman year.
It was a celebration of the community built over the years.
I've met a lot of new people, so what it means to me, LU means community. It means a lot, I'm just trying to show support for something that my friends believe in and something that I believe in too. So this is community for me.
And that community is something members say is open to all students on campus.
Latinos Unidos, which is LU, it's a great community for everyone and not just Latinos. They are always welcoming to every person who steps in that door. They're you can feel it. You feel that you're welcome and part of this big family that we're trying to create.
creating a welcoming space where students can build connections.
I think it's a great place where you can find friends, meet people, and find your spot in college.
For some, it may be a good meal, but for LU, Friendsgiving is community and a celebration of culture and connection. For SAU Weekly, I'm Casper Altman.
Thanks, Casper. If you'd like to be a part of Latinos Unidos, they have a link in their group meet in their Instagram bio. Just check out at SAU Latinos Unidos.
Over 200 people gathered in the Rogalski Center ballroom last Friday to participate in a Mr. Inclusive, a fundraiser for SCA Thunder, the local Special Olympic team organized by Be Adaptive and Inclusive.
What makes Be Adaptive super special is it just helps students make an inclusive spot here on campus, and really our goal is to make Ambrose feel like a second home to our athletes, because sometimes they don't feel respected and valued at their current workplaces. So just giving them that chance of love and joy that we can bring here is just something that makes our club so special.
The night brought in more than $4,000, which will be going to buy jerseys and equipment to support the team.
Coming up next in sports, off to nationals. Results from women's cross country as 3 of their top runners race to the national stage.
And hitting the court, SAU men's basketball kicks off their season with big home wins.
Join SAU Weekly's Dominic Neely as he takes you inside SAU athletics. Stay tuned.
Visit Ragged Records, one of the largest record stores in the Midwest. Browse more than 30,000 new and used records, from timeless classics to new releases, and rare finds in every aisle. New to collecting vinyl? Check out our large selection of stereo equipment to spruce up your listening experience. Find your group at Ragged Records, located along Motor Row in Davenport, and in Rock Island next to Roz Talks.
Capture a piece of the past with Trash Can Annie, where vintage meets vibrant in every stitch. Browse our carefully curated collection of clothing and accessories, ranging from the late 1800s to current styles. Dress to impress with Laura's unique style and wardrobe consultations. Find a style and make it yours with Trash Can Annie, your destination for timeless fashion.
Whether you're a competitive runner, looking to stay fit, or just looking for comfort and support, Running Wild has you covered. Locally owned for more than 3 decades, Running Wild is the Quad City's trusted source for athletic wear and accessories. No matter your experience level, we'll help you find the right fit with all the top brands for running and walking and the latest in running apparel. Open 7 days a week, just up Brady Street. Don't walk, run to Running Wild, your run specialty store.
Tune in to KALA and hear something different. Programming that celebrates the diversity of our listeners. We're advocates for the arts, showcasing your favorite music from around the world. We're storytellers, producing award-winning news and educational podcasts. We're dedicated sports fans, bringing you the latest Fighting Bee action from St. Ambrose University. We're a learning lab, mentoring the next generation of broadcasters and content creators. A part of your community for 5 decades. We're KALA Radio, 88.5 FM and 106.1 FM. Turn it on and turn it up. Ready the studio in 3, 2.
Welcome to this edition of SAU Weekly, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
We begin with breaking news after a vehicle crashed into a non-residential campus building overnight.
We should always have places to promote inclusivity on and off campus.
You guys got the opportunity to scrimmage against 3 Division I basketball teams. How did your team benefit from that later on in the season?
Well, I think it's just a great experience for our players.
Being able to run and be around the people that I enjoy gives me a reason to be passionate about running.
Welcome to Stingers, discussions with SAUBs over everyone's favorite drinks.
What happens to you though, seriously, if you drink the whole cup?
You get all your papers done. And
yeah, right.
This past weekend, the Fighting Bee football team played their last game of the season, facing off against the nationally ranked William Penn Statesmen. The Bees celebrated their senior day as they prepared to take on the 16th ranked William Penn on our home turf. William Penn struck first as they scored twice on their first 2 drives to get on the board early, 14-0. The Bees would bounce back, however, and cut the lead to 7 with this 17-yard rushing touchdown from running back Zaire Wilcox to make the score 7-14. The hill would prove too big to climb, though, and William Penn would go on to win the game 42-7, marking an end to the Fighting Bees 2025 season. Great work this year, boys. Following Saturday's game, the men's basketball team faced off at home as well, taking on the Oakland City Mighty Oaks. The Fighting Bees look to get back in the win column in their first home game of the season. Oakland City came out swinging and struck first, taking the lead in the first half, but the Bees would sting back, keeping the score close, with heavy offensive pressure, like this basket by Nikos Gerokostas. The back-and-forth battle would continue thanks to great plays like this three-pointer from Kevin Williams to keep the Bees close, and they would continue to slowly close the gap. With the score going into half, 37-31, and SAU trailing, the Bees needed a comeback. That is exactly what they got, with plays like this pass from senior Ignacio Dacunda to Gerokostas for the contested layup. The hard-fought comeback would prove enough, as the Bees would end up chopping the Mighty Oaks lead and winning the game 81-77 to get their first of many home wins of the season. The men's basketball team also played Wednesday against the Governor State Jaguars in their first conference game of the season. In a game that went to double overtime, the Bees would squeak out a win, 106-100. Leading the charge for the Bees was forward Guillermo Narbona, who played a team-high 43 minutes and had 29 points and 11 assists. Multiple players off the bench scored more than 15 points, including Nolan Dietrich with 21, Ignacio Dacunda with 19, and Colin Wainscott with 16. This hard-fought win gives St. Ambrose an overall record of 3-3 and their first conference win. The St. Ambrose women's basketball team hosted Mount Mercy on Wednesday night, looking to build on their early season momentum. To Lee Loman Arena we go as the Fighting Bees get jiggy with it. Midway through the first half, the Bees kept the play alive with a huge hustle save from Erin Jolin. She gets it to Jayla Sturgis, who quickly finds Hayla Flores in the corner, and Flores buries the three. That puts SAU up 13-7. Later on, Flores would strike again. This time she cuts through the defense and finishes with a smooth layup off a pass from Peyton Calouette, 25-13 Bees. In the second half, SAU continued to fight. Caitlin Thole dishes it out to Olivia Harder, who steps into a confident three to put the Bees ahead 46-45. Despite the strong offensive moments and a hard push down the stretch, the Bees fell just short, dropping a close one to Mount Mercy, 59-56. St. Ambrose now sits at 3-3 overall and 1-1 in conference play. The girls will look to keep their heads up and keep working hard as the season rolls on.
Obviously, we have some old pieces and new pieces, so just putting that together. I think that defense is a huge key factor, so just being in the right spots at the right times and transitioning from the defense to the offensive end.
Think about the team and Indiana South Bend, I know they haven't won in 4 years, so being able to contribute to that win for the first time was really amazing, and I feel like it helped us a lot to come together as a team.
The Bees will look to get back into the win column this Saturday, November 22nd, as they take on the Indiana Northwest Redhawks on the road. You can also catch their next home game against Viterbo on Tuesday, November 25th at 5:30 p.m. in Lee Loman Arena. This morning, 3 women from the Fighting Bees cross-country team competed at Appalachia Regional Park in Tallahassee, Florida, to compete at the National NAIA Cross Country Championship. Junior Caitlin Kanucky, senior Allison Hine, and sophomore Lexi Menard all earned their spot at Nationals after competing at the CCAC Conference Championship on November 8th at Olivet. Caitlin's place of 3rd overall automatically earned her spot at the 3rd national competition. For Lexi and Allison, it's their first time. Both women finished in the top 15, earning all conference and confirming their spot after second-place team Governor State got voted into Nationals. And these Bees were nothing but excited to compete this morning.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think every year that I've gone, the season leading up to it has been better than the previous one. So I'm just really excited. I think I can do more than I have in the past. I'm really excited that Allison and Lexi get to come with me. I'll have teammates alongside me, and I think that'll just help us feel more comfortable because we have people we're familiar with and just allow us to do great things.
I'm really excited, especially for my senior year. It just feels good to have such a great team around me that I could even get here. This is a dream come true. I never thought I would be in this position, so I'm just really grateful to be here.
The Bees competed this morning at 7:30 a.m. Lexi Menard placed 213th with a time of 23:58. Allison Hine placed 140th with a time of 23:15. And Caitlin Kanucky placed 44th with a time of 22:04. Placing second highest at Nationals in Ambrose women's history and setting the 6K women's school record once again. Congrats to the women at Nationals. Great work to the Fighting Bees and good luck in the indoor track season. That'll do it for Inside SAU Athletics. I'm Dominic Neely.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of SAU Weekly. We'll be back after the break with the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
Remember to check out the SAU TV Facebook and Instagram pages for our top stories, newscasts, and more. You can also find them on The Hive at sauthehive.com. Thanks for watching.